Father, we thank you for the blessings of the day. And on this Thursday, our meeting prior to the 4th of July, we want to take time to thank you for our liberty. Thank you for our freedom. For truly freedom comes from you. And we pray your eternal vigilance over our nation, even during trying times, which our nation has gone through, quite a few. Lord, you've always had your hand upon our country. We are definitely one nation under God, and we pray that you would continue to do so, continue to bless these United States, and that we would bless you in return. We pray that you would be with us today as we make decisions, that they would be wise decisions to help the citizens of our great county, and that those that are going through struggles right now, those that are suffering, those that are sick, Lord, that you would heal our land. And we ask it all in Jesus' name. And everybody said,
Amen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay. Let's see if we have an approval or a motion to approve the minutes of June the 30th.
Thank you.
So moved.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of request for appropriation transfer of funds,
Are there any questions or comments in regards to item 2? Hearing none.
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of request for appropriation of funds,
Any questions or comments in regards to item 3? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of contract agreement between the Board of Scioto County Commissioners and PDK Construction, Inc. regarding fiscal year 2021 guardrail project for the Scioto County Engineering Department.
Are there any questions or comments in regards to item 4? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of contract agreement between the Board of Scioto County Commissioners and Kuhn Construction, Inc. regarding SCI CR 136-3.73 Bridge Demolition Project for the Scioto County Engineering Department.
Questions or comments in regards to item 5? I'm sorry. Did I say that? Yes, that's right. Sorry, item 5.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, sorry.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of addendum to contract for administrative services for fiscal year 2019 Community Housing Impact and Preservation Program, CHIP, between Scioto County and Ohio Regional Development Corporation.
Questions or comments in regards to item 6? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting miscellaneous reports,
Questions or comments in regards to item 7? Hearing none.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of approving payment of the regular schedule of accounts for the various funds, moral obligations, and then and now certificates, total amount $45,348.97.
Questions or comments in regards to item 8, please? Hearing none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of accepting amended certificate for the Budget Commission.
Any questions or comments in regards to item 9? Hearing none.
Motion to accept.
I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye.
In the matter of resolution, naming Larry Mullins as the Director at Scioto County Emergency Management Agency.
Questions or comments in regards to item 10? Hearing none.
Motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye. All right, Mrs. Coleman, would you have anything in addition today?
Nothing at this time.
All right, and Mr. Crabtree?
No, sir.
All right, gentlemen of the press. Item 6, yes, we are going to change the way we handle the administration of our CHIP program. And the reason we're going to do that is because we have realigned our, the number of people working in our office. We have one less clerk than we had before. And this is one particular program that we can actually contract someone else to do. The monies to pay for that actually come out of the CHIP monies. It's not something that comes out of the general fund, it's just part of it. So the administration dollars that would normally come to us for doing it, which I will tell you never equal the amount of time and effort that's spent on it, those we won't be getting as much, although we are getting a portion because of the work we've already done this year. I believe there's 15,000 that we're actually going to be getting. But this will help our staff be more efficient in other areas. Right now, it was getting to the point to where it was just too much, way too much, with being reduced workforce basically. So that is the reason we've done that, and it's not going to impede anything. It's not going to impact it any. It's just we're realigning who's doing what, and we're actually going to let our consultants do more work basically than they were before. They do a certain amount of the work now. We're going to say you do more than what you were doing. So that's what this contract's for. Sure. The CHIP program is the program that we run, and we run administrative wise. We monitor that for the community, and through that program, low to middle income individuals who own their home can come in and apply for assistance in repairing or remodeling that home. Oftentimes there's work that needs to be done on a house, such as replacing with energy efficient windows, putting a roof on the house. Basically, individuals that own a house, they pay their taxes, but because they're on fixed incomes or other reasons, they're not able to really go out and spend money on these kind of things. We often partner with Scioto on heating systems. There's other partners that we work with to make the house more livable. Sometimes floors are rotting and they just need replaced. And then it can even go into the realm of putting in a wheelchair ramp or things like that. So there's a lot of things that can be done through the program. We do typically around 40 some houses a year, typically around. It seems like it would be.
Yeah, it's more, I think this year was 15 repairs and 11 rehabs. So it was a little bit less this year. So it just depends on the need and then the number of applicants and those that actually qualify. People come in, they get applications. We're in the middle of our program for this year already. Next year, individuals will be given the chance to come in and apply, and it's very much scored. We don't have anything to do with it. It's scored by the ODSA. They do all of that. So, and they'll actually go and do the inspections of the home and figure out what all needs to be done. So, but it's something that we love to do. And really something a lot of people don't know about. We talk about it all the time in here, it seems like, but it's hard to get to communicate enough about the importance of that. You know, the land bank has torn down a lot of blighted houses. And we get a lot, we don't get a lot, we get some complaints about people saying, well, why don't you repair houses? Well, that's what CHIP does. And that's another program where the land bank is ran by the Scioto County Land Reutilization Corporation. The CHIP program actually remodels and helps homeowners fix their homes up. So we are doing some of that. I think what some people would like to see is try to remodel some of these blighted homes that are beyond repair. We can't do that, but
one of the things that we are looking at is how do we create more affordable housing in our community by remodeling homes that can be remodeled, and something more in addition to the CHIP program. So we have to find grant monies to do that. So we're working on that actually on a couple of fronts right now. We had a meeting just yesterday about it to try to find monies to help with affordable housing. So we're working on that. It's really not 100% in the purvey of the commissioner's office, but it's something that we've identified as something that's needed. So we're spending the time to try to figure that out, because it is a major need in our community, and we need to try to make it to where when people graduate college or they've got a job, they've got a skill, they can't afford $1,000 a month rent. We need to figure out how we can keep those individuals here, living here, and find something that's affordable for them to do so until they're able to go buy that house. And so we'll see what we can do, and we're working with some partners to try to figure that out. Okay. Other questions?
I got one policy agenda here.
Okay.
Tim Macklin,
Okay.
has there been any progress towards putting some of the land bank properties on the market? Have the COVID crisis delayed the plan to get it on the market by end of summer?
No, nothing's delayed it. We had our meeting last week with the land bank to determine how we were going to do that, because this is really our first time to go out to the public over and above and beyond the mow to own or the side lots within the land bank. So there was a meeting last week in regards to that, public meeting that discussed how the Land Reutilization Corporation would dispense of those properties. It was determined in that meeting that we would put those properties in the paper, on Facebook, for bid, for closed bids, sealed bids, for individuals who would want to bid on those properties. So right now our director is in the process of getting all the updated pictures of the properties, and then we will go and market those, and we're hoping to have that done by the end of July. I think we should be able to get those done. The first 5 or 6 houses, I think it's 5 or 6, not houses but properties, are available in August, and then there is a long list of properties that will be made available through September, October, November, and even into December. So I can't tell you exactly how many that is. I don't have the list in front of me, but there will be several properties that will go up for sale this year. The reason that they're staggered out there, and we are actually going to do 2 months worth at a time to try to save some money on the listing, of course, in the paper. But we feel like, well, I'll just say this: we feel like that's the best way, probably the fairest way to do this, is to put them out for bid. So the land bank can enter into contract according to law with anybody, but we feel like this would be the best and fairest way to do so with the community. So, and we'll see exactly. I will say this: the other thing that was decided was anybody that is in tax arrears, owes the county money in any way, shape, or form, doesn't have to be just property taxes, it could be other things, will be exempted from that sale. Yes, sir.
Piggyback on that, has there been any push from the state regarding the future of land banks or that kind of procedure?
A matter of fact, I asked that question just 2 days ago, and there's not been anything. I don't know. I think it's not a front burner issue right now for a lot of people. Right now, unfortunately, because of COVID, I think there's a lot of that going on. It's unfortunate because every week we have these conversations with our partners with the city. Just this week, Andy Gideon and I was talking, and he told me about a house down on Broadway that is just terrible, and went down there and checked it out and talked to the neighbors, and the neighbors are just so disgusted with the situation. There's squatters living in there. There's drug activity. There's, I mean, all this, the police are spending their time going and you know, responding to the complaints. These problems create cost that, you know, really people don't see. And we need to do our best to get the houses that cannot be remodeled. They can't, I mean, some of them are way beyond that. They've passed that already, that point. It's past the point of no return. We need to get those out, cleaned up, and then what we're focusing on now is to try to work with developers and entrepreneurs that are willing to build new in those spaces. And that's, to me, that's where we need to get to. We need to create affordable housing. We need to start building new and rebuild our city and rebuild our community. And we got to get there. And we are. We're starting to see those developers, those entrepreneurs. But again, we're living in a time of a pandemic when developers, entrepreneurs are scared to move because they don't know if their investment is going to be, that there's going to be a good return on investment in the short term, which every developer, everybody who spends money wants to see that return on investment. It's a timing issue right now for a lot of them, and that's what those are the conversations we're having.
Have the commissioners been informed what would happen to the Land Utilization Corporation? I mean, from a legal standpoint, would it have to be dissolved if it were to be repurposed, or
it doesn't
geared towards industrial properties, or would that change anything?
It doesn't have to be dissolved. The mission can change. What we're trying to do is, and as Brett was asking, or I'm sorry, Sin asked about the properties. As we sell properties, the hope is that we can accumulate enough money to keep taking down blighted houses. We do have a bucket of money that we're going to try to take down a couple that we're going to be able to do. And we're working on that right now. I mentioned that Broadway house. We're working with the city to look and see what we got to do to get that moved over. Or they may actually hold on to the property and we work with them to take it down. It won't be within the NIP program. We're looking at the legalities of that right now to see how that can be done, because we really don't want to, we don't want to take ownership of a property that we have to maintain. If the city wants help taking the property down, that's one thing. But maintaining the property afterwards, meaning cutting the grass, things like that, the land bank does not have the extra funds at this time to do so. It's enough to maintain the 93 that we have. Okay, so we have to, and that number will go down as we sell properties. That cost will go down, the cost to cut grass, the insurance, all of that will go down as we dispose of properties. But right now, we just have to really balance what we're doing until we do hear from OFA, until we do hear from the Fair Housing Authority to determine what we're going to do with the future. Those funds are there. They're in the U.S. Treasury. And we would really like for those to be distributed to the states so we can get moving on more properties, because we had well over 100 more blighted houses that were just identified in the city, just in the city, that need to be taken down. Some of those may be able to be remodeled, but some are really, really, really bad. And structural engineers, the health departments have been in those buildings, and they're bad. I mean, they're dangerous, real dangerous. So we're working on it. It's a process. The idea is to keep it going as long as we can. And as long as we're seeing some progress, great. Right now we're working on gas stations. You know, we kind of refocused a little bit there. That's been slowed down by COVID. It's really frustrating because everything is just working at a snail's pace, it seems like, and we don't like working like that. But unfortunately, this is the hand that's been dealt to us, and we'll play it and do our best. That's all we can do. Thank you. Anything else? Okay. Again, 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody stays safe. Please stay safe. And everybody have a happy 4th of July. Kathy, you have?
Just my same sentiments. Enjoy yourselves. Get out and have a little fun, picnics.
Spend time with family,
Exactly.
right?
Well,
If you
of
travel,
course, we want to
be very
enjoy the
careful.
weekend, but try to stay cool. I don't think we're going to get any rain through the weekend, so it should be a nice weekend, but probably a little bit on the hot side. But
Yeah.
stay cool and stay hydrated. And
Stay
enjoy the
hydrated,
weekend.
yes. It's going to, I saw Monday through Wednesday is going to be a scorcher. So, yeah, definitely. And I think everybody should take a moment during this time to be thankful for our blessings. I know that at times it seems like there's a lot of turmoil, and there is. There's a lot of things going on in our country right now. But regardless of what anybody says, we still live in a great, great country.
Absolutely.
We're free, and we need to remember that every one of us was blessed when we were born into these United States. We could have been born anywhere else in this world, but we were blessed to be born here. And I can't help but say that during the 4th of July that we should be thankful for those over the years, over 200 years of existence, that have went and fought for that freedom and still are today. And we need to remember that, and we need to be thankful, and we need to pause, even if it's just for a moment, to thank God for our blessings and that we live in a great nation. All right? Okay. God bless, and happy 4th of July.
With that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second.
Mr. Crabtree,
Aye.
Ms. Coleman,
Aye.
Mr. Davis.
Aye. Thank you, everyone.